Welcome everybody. I think I'm live. Hi everybody. Short notice was, oh gosh, story of my life. Short notice. Not short notice. It's just very normal. Living in the moment podcast. Welcome to YouTube. This is going to be a very gentle chat today. Very gentle part seminar, part workshop, chatting about energy, frequency, healing, all the things that are good for us right now. And hopefully, I can help strengthen your energy field, aura, chi, life force, whatever you call it. That energy that's around you when you're alive and when you die, nobody really dies, but when you leave this body, that energy field no longer is there anymore at all. So there has to be something to energy. There has to be something to the energy field that is you, that keeps you alive. It's got to be. So it's fascinating that when I first started this journey, I started looking into the soul. I wanted to understand what the soul was. Is it the body that is truly everything, or is it something else within the body? And it didn't take long before I realized when a body dies, it's no longer anything, and there is a life force around it. And it didn't take me long to realize that there's a life force around creatures, animals, ants. And then it didn't take me long to realize that there's an energy field around mountains. It didn't take me long to realize there's an energy field around trees. And it didn't take me long to realize there's an energy around flowers and plants, which is phenomenal, really. People often say that we are this superior race, but I don't see it that way anymore. I've come to understand that the ego within us has taken over, and look at the world as we know it now. It's in decline. We are imploding ourselves by this idea of we are a superior race, and we give no credibility, we give no thought or respect towards our Mother Earth. And we make her sick every day. We plant wrongly, we farm wrongly, we spray the world wrongly, thinking that we need to spray this on the tabletops. We need to rub ourselves with this chemical, and what we don't realize is we're killing ourselves. We're imploding so dramatically that we will be probably one day wiped out, and plants and life and mother nature and the animals will probably and everything else will last longer than us, because we have turned into some kind of, I don't know, it's beyond me, my understanding. It's beyond anything now. I shake my head most days trying to understand the madness, the sheer madness in this world that we live in. However, I can't say too much because I don't want to ruin this channel, but I can say that when we're aware of the madness, when we're aware of the clown world that we live in, when we're aware of the destruction that is happening around us, there's only one thing we can do, and that's, either wallow in that and feast in it, or we can step out of that and take control of our life. And for the past 2 decades, I hope I've been successful with a few people to help them realize that there isn't a God that's going to come and save you. There's no plan. There's no plan that God is coming to save you by way of the stars will start gleaming bright, and all the clouds will part, and this beam of light will come down and save you. He never has, he never will. And therefore, the metaphor of being saved is you saving you. And if you believe that we come from God, then if we are God, then we are saving ourselves by way of saving others. So when you save yourself, you save others, and it's true. It really is true. If you shine, brighten, if you're true to yourself, if you refuse to take orders from the military industrial complex, if you refuse to obey satanic agendas, you become stronger, you become more powerful. There's certain things that you have to duck and dive and box clever and, step in and step out of. But ultimately, you have to take control of your life, and your energy field is the most important aspect of your life, because if your energy field isn't vibrating at a certain frequency, then the rest of the body can't heal. And I do believe, I've mentioned it a few times, that what I notice when somebody's energy field is vibrating at a certain frequency, there are a million frequencies vibrating all at once. So I've tried to, understand that so many frequencies, but you only understand them when they're in decay or desperation. So there's certain frequencies you'll see and feel and think, wow, that feels bad. And you'll touch it and you'll feel, oh, wow, that's the eyes, or that's the heart. So you can feel. So how I feel is it's a disruption of your energy field, and it's connected to a certain physical part of the body. So when you come up to me and you're filled with love and laughter and physical health and well-being, you vibrate at a beautiful frequency that there is no disruption or issue. If you've been compromised, if you've done something that you've believed was the right thing to do, and then all of a sudden you're getting sick, I can see your frequency going crazy at certain parts, and like that's not your life force. There's something happening here beyond your life force, which would be okay. There's a little bit of frequency. It's hard to explain. It's a bzz, bzz, it's a fuzzy buzz feeling when you touch it, or when you come near it, or when you look at it. I noticed 4 years ago, when people started to do things to their body because their government told them, I could see the energy field was so weird. I've never seen anything as weird in my life. And it was like there was almost like lightning streaks, and it's hard to explain, but it's compromised. It's like that's not normal. Something is weird. And it wasn't just the head, it wasn't just the arm, it was all over. And I'd sit down and look at these people, and I would say to a friend, that person's been compromised. And you all know what I'm talking about. And some of my friends went over and asked, and surely they were right. I were right. And then they'd say to me, well, how do you know? And I'll say, because that person over there hasn't been compromised, and that person over there hasn't been Britney Spears 3 Dart finished. And they'd go over and ask them, and sure enough, they'd say, oh no, I wouldn't do it. Never. Like, okay, so maybe Mark there may be something in this. And I'm saying, well, it's not like I'm special. It's just that I've got used to seeing energy. Like, if I look outside now, I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees. Okay, I've got 6 trees. I don't know if I can sort of show you. If I can turn that and show you slightly. So we here we've got 1, 2, 3. There's 4 trees there. Okay, so within those 4 trees, I'll just take you through how I would do it. Okay, 4 trees. As I look at those trees, I look beyond and past the trees. I don't look actually at the trees, but I look past the trees. And I relax my eyes and start to see around the tree an energy field. Okay, so if I'm looking at the first tree, the energy field is pretty good. It's about 2 to 3 inches, and it's a lighter color than the rest. So that is a really healthy energy. So the next tree on where I'm looking at, which it's hidden slightly behind that one, I'm looking at the left hand side of that as I'm looking, and that's not too bad, but it's not as healthy as the first tree. So I'm looking now at the third tree, and there's 4 altogether, if you say there's 4. So that one is again okay. It's about 1.5 inches, and then the last one seems to be a stronger energy. It seems to be more than the other two small ones, but not as much as the tall one. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that we all have an energy field, and even flowers and plants sometimes get sick or get old or and don't have enough nutrients, health, water, or they could be poisoned or anything like that. So even your animals, you can just see their energy is not right, and a lot of the times you'll feel that there's something wrong with your dog or your cat, and somebody will say, oh, that's because you can see they're not behaving the same and they're a little bit lethargic. No, dogs get tired and they lay down all the time, but there's something that you are attuned to and think, no, there's something wrong with my dog or something wrong with my cat. They're not feeling well. So it's not like what I'm saying to you guys is that, oh, I'm really good at this. No, we're all good at it. And the thing is, it wasn't that I was good at it. It was because it was my bloody job. It was my work. I mean, if you're a mechanic, you're going to know what size wrench to use approximately to the screw that you're looking at. And if you haven't got that wrench, then you're not going to be very good at your job. So for me, I've got to understand what energy is, the field of energy, and the corruption and the disruption and the erratic energy. Okay, so all of them trees are fine. There's nothing wrong with any of them, right? But if a tree is dying, I'll be able to see that that energy field around that tree is compromised. And I've done this before. 12 years ago or 13 years ago, I was with 2 or 3 ladies, and we were at a certain place down here, and we were doing, I don't know, we went to see a little grandmother, Keisha Crowther, whatever her name is. Anyway, we all had to go outside. We're all sat there. It was 80 of us all together. We're all sat, and then she says, please go outside and go by a tree. And I was with somebody at that time, and I said to the person that I'm trying to find a tree that I feel comfortable with, and everybody had got their tree, but I couldn't find one. And she says, what's wrong with that tree? And I said, it's dying. And she said, no, it's not. I said, yeah, it is. I said, I can see the energy around it. It's compromised. Something's happened to it. And I don't know, it's almost like it's been put, and it was a beautiful tree. And I said, but it's not well. And I said, I don't want to be around that energy. Anyway, she thought I was crazy. And then she called me a couple of 3 days later, and she said, do you know what? And I said, what? She says, that tree that you were talking about, I was speaking to a friend, and apparently that tree needs to go because they're going to do some work there on that very part. And they'd put either poison or they'd put copper nails into it, right? Because you can't kill a tree, and they won't give you permission to take it down. Very rare. So they have to kill it. So it might take a year or two, but you kill the tree. Once the tree's dead, then that's it. And she said, I'll never not believe you anymore. And I'm like, well, I can see around. I could see it around. There was something very wrong. So when we understand this as part of today's seminar on energy, when you look at certain things through the day, like if I've got the black screen and I'm looking at it for too long, my energy field changes. It changes frequency. So a lot of people have asked me in the past who have been healers, why does your energy change? Why does it do that? And I say that there's a combination of two things. Your energy field is your battery power, and if your body is compromised or getting sick or there's something wrong, what happens is your own energy field then starts to try and feed or heal that particular place, which then causes the whole energy field to be different, to be disrupted, because that heart energy that you might be having a heart attack, the energy field around you is basically an extension of the physical as well. So it's connected. So if the heart is just say here, around here at the front of me, and all of a sudden I've got a problem with my heart, that energy needs to go back and starts to repair the physical. If you are looking at something that is absolutely horrible, your eyes start to cause strain and hurt and pain, and therefore your energy field then tries to compensate. So I find it fascinating when people ask me, how do you strengthen your energy field? It's a number of things. Whatever you eat has to be the health of the physical, which then helps the energy field. Whatever you drink has to be medicine, which helps the body, which then the energy field can continue vibrating at a high frequency. Whatever you focus on, if it's bad things, you can then create an energy which then affects the mind, that then corrupts the eyes and corrupts the thoughts, that then starts to create a very heavy energy, which your energy field then recognizes and goes to try and heal that. So I used to use a metaphor of a fish, and a lot of people didn't kind of really understand it too much, but I've used a lot of different ways to try and explain. The fish I thought was a really good one, because these little billions of fish all over your body are trying to clear away all the negative energy, negative thoughts, or anything physical happening in your body. If you do not fix a certain place in the body, the rest of the body seems to get, I guess, destroyed quicker. So you get more poorly and more sick. So it's important for your little fish to fix something. But if you are continually causing a negative energy, then it's very, very difficult to fix anything, because let's say somebody has posted something awful about you and you're thinking about it all day long, the fish go to where that energy is being created, which is you. You're creating it. And this is why we say you take control of your life and you don't listen to people's bullshit, because you're going to get sick, especially if you believe it. So you go, you know, you're thinking, oh, that was a horrible thing you said. And so then you fish, stop clearing the rest of your body, because it's always cleaning, tidying away. And they go to that worst part of your body, which is creating the worst energy, which is normally negative energy. So you create your own negative energy by believing some bullshit that somebody else has said about you. So then now the fish are all there, but the fish really should be cleaning all your body all the time. So if you continually think bad thoughts, you're going to cause the rest of your body ill health. So a lot of the times we cause our own ill health, but we've come to a stage now in life where actually ill health isn't only about what we're seeing in the world, but it's about what's affecting us around us, within the energy around us has been disrupted, and it's now a toxic soup. So now we have to take responsibility to heal ourselves from that. And there's so many versions of clearing your energy field. There's so many versions of protecting your energy field. We use crystals. We can use certain materials that can help. We can use certain waters and certain herbs and so on. But ultimately, it's all about management of your aura energy field. This is what we have to work on every day, all the time. So we have to be careful what we drink all day long. We have to be careful what we eat all day long. We have to be aware all the time. We have to be the most powerful visual artist. We have to see the future. We have to be the psychic. We have to be the enchantment, the enlightenment. We have to be the doctor. We have to be the nurse. All of these things, and we have to listen carefully. Most of us don't listen. Most of us want somebody else to take care of us because we've been neglected as children, or we might have expected this brainwashing of, oh, well, somebody will take care of me when something happens. And that's not really healthy. And when we get sick, I often found over the 2 decades of working with people, when I went to the home and, I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, you didn't listen, did you? and they didn't listen. And as soon as I walked up to them, they apologized. I'm sorry, Mac, I didn't listen. And I'm like, well, what we can do now is we're listening now, right? Both of us. Oh yeah, listening now. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get back to health again, but it's okay because it's a lesson learned. And let's use this energy instead of playing victim, and let's strengthen you back up and get you out of here and out of that bed, and let's get you back and strong. And from that moment on, your life will be exactly the same as you walk the path from today. And it did. I mean, not always. Well, I guess it was quite rare that, I was so pleased when people took the advice of what I believe is the consciousness deep within you, which tells me, and also coupled with our home world, which are trying to guide us and whisper to us and gently nudge us in the right direction. I mean, we've got to make mistakes. We've got to feel bad. We've got to, hit the floor. We've got to have, terrible trauma, because it's the journey we're on. But it's the realization of that, feeling it, understanding it, and moving forward. Okay, I've done that. I felt it. I know what it feels like. And now I'm going to strengthen from it, because every time that you feel bad at something, if you strengthen from it quickly, then you should smile and say, okay, I felt that. I've done it. I've conquered it. Each time you play victim, it keeps coming back till the day you say, okay, I get it now. So what I've tried to do as well is, through the years, help you understand other people's numptiness, scallywags, idiots, plonkers, abusers. I've tried to help you because that's all I saw with my clients. So what I share with you through these years is all the things that made my clients fall, and all the information that came out of my mouth, what wasn't me saying it, but it was a universal energy channeling a love and healing, and we're seeing ways of healing and great tips and advice that blew me away. And I share that to this day. What I do know is that your energy is the most important thing, because if you move out of this body, that energy ain't there no more. So your body is a waste. It's wasted. It's gone. It's finished. It turns to either dust, or it gets consumed by Mother Earth, which is a beautiful thing as well. I like that, actually. Give back to Mother Earth. But your soul doesn't die. It's just an experience. So from there on, it's like, okay, do I come back again to learn that again, or not? Or what do I do now? I find it fascinating to ask spirit world, and I have done many, many times. And there's certain things that they often said to me, and they always showed me with a slap across the face. And it was like, don't say that. Even though you can attune to it and feel it, don't say it, because it's up to them to figure this out. So there were certain times that they'd say, why are you holding back? Why aren't you telling me what I want to hear? And then I'd say to them, right, if I told you this now, right, when I meet you back in the spirit world, you'll give me a spiritual slap and say, why did you tell me that? I needed to figure that out for myself, because that's why I came here. So there is something in this idea that, we shouldn't interfere too much. Okay. I get that. I totally get it. And I'm very respectful for it. But I really struggle sometimes when I know somebody's going to have to go through a tremendous suffering. And sometimes I, at the beginning, I tried to warn them. And even though they said thank you, it happened again somewhere else. So, yeah, I could give you 1,000 stories about people, like, just say alcoholics, people who drunk a lot. And I said to them, look, there's going to be a point where you're going to fall fully. No, Mark, I only have a bottle of wine a night. Yeah, and I know you do. And some people can do that for all their life. But what I'm seeing is that there's going to come a point where the drinking is going to turn from a bottle of wine a night to a bottle of wine in the day and a bottle of wine in the morning, and alcohol, and then stronger. And then you're going to be fully, embraced in this energy. And this No, I'm not. And I'm going to say, well, I can see here that if we're not careful, maybe why not if there's any trips coming up like America, and it looks like either, I don't know, it looks like big and it's either LA, Hollywood, or it's Las Vegas. How the bloody hell do you know I'm going to Las Vegas? I don't know, but I'm thinking, I'm hoping that you don't go. Of course I'm going. It's a bachelor. It's my friend. And I'm like, yeah, could you cancel? No, it's my best friend. And you know, I'm like, yeah, but maybe it's a good idea if you wait till you come back from the bachelor and then, you know, get married to them. So the guy didn't listen. I remember this one particular guy. He just didn't listen. When he came back, he'd got herpes. He'd got more disease all over his mouth. His wife left him, turned to drink, and he became, he lost everything. He lost his business and everything. So that there are times that I want to help people and I want to, but you can't. You ultimately, the only person who can make the decision in their life is themselves. So a gentle, you know, maybe it's a good idea, maybe don't go on this one, right? Just why? It's my friend. I don't know, but it might be that something happens and it might not be good. And my suggestion is if you just wait till the wedding and say, I'll skip this. But he didn't. And he had, you know, he got drunk and they were all watching this woman naked and then this woman did things to them. And yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And his life was just messed up. But point being, I'm going off on one, but the point being is that we have to listen to our intuition to not go down the wrong street because it might be dangerous, or get into a car and go too fast, or, you know, overtake at the wrong time. And, you know, be wise in your choices. Be careful in your choices. Think carefully, even though the brain says, do it, do it, do it, do it. You say, shut up, brain. Shut up. And you calm the brain down, you slow the brain down, and you take control, and you keep telling your brain, you are not in control of my life. You do not create my destiny by telling me, yeah, do it, do it, do it, do it. What the brain should do is figure things out gently and calmly, and together your consciousness and brain works together. But most of the time, most people's consciousness is being put on the back burner. And then the brain takes over the whole of the body. And that's where the problems start. Massive problems start. That's where the ego comes from. That's why, you know, I've always said the biggest battle in the world is the battle between the heart and mind. And the more you listen to the heart, the more your energy field grows stronger. Absolutely phenomenal when you meet certain people who vibrate from the heart, meaning who walk from the heart, who talk from the heart, who listen from the heart. I wish I could do that, but I partly do it. And sometimes my brain kicks in and there he goes again, that bugger. There he goes again, that little demon again, kicking in. The demon really kicks in when your body is in unbalance. So the demon likes it when you take poison. The demon in the mind, which not you, it's the demon that is in the mind. It's in everybody's mind. It's a little tiny devil with a stick, and he loves it. Eat bad, eat unhealthy, because when you do, your body starts to get sick and your mind's then working. I'm going to fix, doesn't matter, we'll do it. Just do this, do that. Have another drink. It's okay. Do this, do that. Yeah, do it, do it. The brain doesn't want you to stop. There is no full stop in the brain. And the little demon doesn't want you to stop. So this partnership between the brain, which is a tool which constantly wants to work because that's its job, is in partnership with a little demon that together they're going to disrupt your whole life. They're going to navigate you on a different journey. They're going to sway you into things that you wouldn't normally do from your heart. They will speed you up. They will make you sick, and they will make you do wrong decisions. And I saw it with clients every day. Beautiful little children. I saw it in children. I saw some children that worked in the heart and some children that worked in the brain. I saw some mums that worked in the brain and not in the heart. And I can clearly tell you that the greatest battle is between the heart and mind. So we have to strengthen, like you go to a gym to build up muscles. You have to do the same with your heart. Your heart has to be stronger in muscles than your brain. And that's what we work on to build on. That's why I eat tomatoes so much. I eat a lot of tomatoes because I want my heart to be strong. So physically, if your body's strong, then it works simultaneously with your energy field. So every part of your consciousness is connected to every part of your physical body. So once there's an issue in your body, your consciousness knows and tells you, or it starts to repair or try to repair it. And thus this beautiful connection that some of us have, not a lot, but some of us have. And this was known, I think, many, many centuries ago. And I think they started to see that we were a very, very powerful healers within ourselves. And I think that those that walk this earth with us, that are not like us, want to cause harm and damage. And that's why most children have been poisoned before they even take their first words. And that's what stops this beautiful connection. Not all of them. Some of them are actually stronger than the poison and become, really intuitive. But most of us are compromised at birth by 1,000 needles. So that's exaggeration, but you understand what I mean. So the energy, around the energy, and within the energy is like a net. So it'll capture things in that net. So the energy field sometimes can carry fragments of your past, which stick in there. And the fragments can be, let's just say it's a bit like spirit coming into the room. It feels normal and it's perfect. But if there's negative entity in the room, you can feel it. It's different. So as a reader, and when I close my eyes, I used to try and pick up on fragments which are dark, disturbing, painful, nasty, shock energy, abuse, and so on. So when I put my hands over yours and start to say, I feel, that there's an issue in your back, and it feels like midway in your back, and it feels like it's not a fall. It doesn't feel physical. It feels emotional. And I'll connect it to, have you got an older brother? And did he abuse you a lot as a kid? Did he mock you? Did he hit you? Did he do bad things? Yes, he did. And have you made up? Well, not really. Well, we need to heal that. So then I'd start talking about their brother. I'd say, okay, let's have a look at your brother. And they'd look at me and, well, why would you talk about my brother? And I'd start saying, well, your brother went through this when he was born. It looks like he had calipers that pulled him out, and he had an issue with his head, and he wasn't quite the same as a little boy would do because of the physical damage that was caused. And as the firstborn, it looks like as a firstborn, your mum struggled very, very badly, and he could feel it even as a baby. And as he got older, and then you came along, and you were everything because your mum had grown up. She's a lot stronger now, and she's got so much more love and more calmness and confidence because of her first child. And now she's giving you all the love that she struggled with with your brother and your brother got jealous, and can you imagine your brother feeling like now rejected? How would you feel? And she'd say, oh my God, yeah, I'd feel terrible. And I say, so now what do you feel about your brother? I feel really bad, and now I understand why he did it. It wasn't because of me. And now, and then I'd see her, see this lady after I'd finished the healing. I'd see her 3 months later, and I put my hands over her and I say, your back pain's gone. And she'd say, it's gone. It's gone. 30 years. And she said, I'm now talking to my brother more than ever. I have stories that'll blow you away, which blew me away. Blew me away that I like. There is so much in this healing of our emotion and of the abuse that happened to us by way of understanding why the abuse happened to us. And also by way of how we may have, I mean, I had one guy who came to me who just was basically so messed up that he couldn't look in my eyes. He couldn't look at anybody in his eyes. And he had done things that he was so regretful for and didn't know why. And then as soon as I put my hands over him, I started talking to him about his uncle. And this was like, I don't remember my uncle. And I said, well, it looks like he wasn't a good man, and it looks like he did things to you when you were a baby. And then all of a sudden, this like crying started, and it didn't stop for 40 minutes. And as I walked round, I'm going to start crying now. I walked round and put my seat next to him, and I just held him. And I just held him like that. I just held him. And he just cried. He cried. And it was a release, because all of a sudden he remembered that he was abused. And now he's on his healing path, because now he can understand why he did what he did. Now it all makes sense. And now he can forgive himself. And now he can work on forgive and saying sorry to everybody else. And he did. And he changed, he transformed his life. He ended up, I mean, I saw him for about 4 years. And yes, it took time to heal. But what a moment of self-realization. The blaming stopped. He used to blame himself for everything he did, and he didn't know why he did it. Now the blaming stopped. Now he's trying to heal his life and figure it all out and work on it. And every time I saw him, he got stronger and stronger and stronger, till the point that, he walks in into Tickle Pink with a woman. Like, I'd like to introduce you. This is Mark, my healer. He helped me. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you for helping him. And, they end up getting married. Even at I don't know, 60, 58, 60 years old, he eventually got married, because he healed that what sometimes we don't know. What's happened to us. So there's so many stories, but I think what I'm trying to say is that through these stories, that it's important that we try and work on our path. It's not like being selfish, because if I'm a better person today, I'm a better person to my partner. And a lot of the times because things are so close to us, we don't see them. Because we take everything for granted most of the time, or we blame everything and it's all bad. And then we leave that, and then we move on to something else. And then we look back and think, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. It's even worse now. And it was actually quite good. And why didn't I see it? So we have to work on our moment, going right back to this again. Living in the moment, being in the moment. And what I said when I first switched on, it's about flow. It's about just being in that flow. Being in the moment, being in the flow, being in the very right now where you are, being in this moment, your thoughts, your feelings. This is where you are. This is the miracle. This is the teacher. This is the most perfect moment that you're in. And most people aren't in that moment. Most people are already thinking what they're doing after this. Most people who go for a walk don't even know that where they've been. Like, you just went for a walk then, yeah? What did you see? I didn't see anything. Why not? Because I was walking to where I was going. I was going to my destination. But everywhere you go is a destination. So if you're only going for that destination all the time, you're never going to see anything. Where you are is where you're meant to be. This is where this wording came out of my mouth through I believe, the universe. Where you are right now is where you're meant to be. And where you'll be taken to is exactly where you're going. Therefore, be present to everything if possible. Be aware of negative energy. Run away from it. Go away from it. It's your choice. You don't have to be with bullies, bad people, narcissistic people, people that drain you. Some days you might want to be, and you might want to be the healer for that person. But it's your choice. Be your teacher. Be the mentor. Be the guide. Be the guru. And listen to your consciousness. For that is the purpose of life. And that is what has been hijacked and compromised and is the main target for evil and dark deeds. They compromise this beautiful bodysuit to the consciousness so that we are not connected fully. Reconnect today to the consciousness, to your heart. Reconnect in the moment. Eat healthy, drink healthy. Look after your body like it is the most important, beautiful, divine temple that you've ever walked into. Be as kind to your body as you are to your children. Be as kind to your body as you are to your animals that you love. Be as kind to your body as you would do your mum or dad or whoever it is you love. Treat you as you treat others. Be kind to yourself. That's it. That's my 2 penneth today. I'm wishing you all a lovely day, guys. Don't know what you're doing today, but do it with love. Okie doke. I'm going to get off now. I'm going to work on some beautiful crystals today. Take care. Love you all. And thank you so much for going to join up and join me on Rumble. Can't believe it. I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. 1,300 beautiful souls have now come over to Rumble. So, yeah, some people want to hear truth. And unfortunately, this is a lovely conversation, but there's so much more I wanted to say, but I have to hold back because I don't want to lose this channel. So, yeah, thanks for coming to Rumble, guys. Thanks for making the effort. It shows that you really, truly do care and that you do value the years that we've shared together and the information. So I really totally appreciate that. I have 2 Rumble accounts. I'm trying to close one down. The Rumble account that I'm keeping up is Mark Bajerski with no gap. There's no space. It's just Mark Bajerski, all as one word. So that's the one I'm trying to keep. The other one I'm trying to get rid of so that it's not confusing. I don't know how that happened. I guess I should leave you on this note that there's only a few more days to Don Tolman's Golden Relief Beautiful Oil. And that is you buy 3 and you get 1 free. So you get a free bottle plus you get free DHL delivery. So the offer's brilliant anyway. So I think it's great. That runs out in a few days. And anything that you buy on markbajerski.com, if it comes to the value of 50, that 50 automatically gets turned into a raffle ticket for you to be entered into a free draw to win the Bessanitz Moldavite museum piece. It's absolutely gorgeous, valued at I think 900 or 1,000, something like that. It's over there now, and I think we've only got a few days left. I think it's the 24th when that finishes. So yeah, so if you buy something at 50, you get one ticket. If you buy something at 100, you get two tickets, and so on. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna crack on and do some work. I'm wishing you all a lovely day. Take care of your energy. Take care of yourself. Love you all. Bye.